Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome. It is Wednesday. Been kind of slacking on doing the state of the game and the other stuff on Wednesdays. So, I'm going to keep to what I should be doing. Start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is now, and get back to actually doing the Wednesday show at 9 p.m. If you guys need an earlier viewing or a later viewing, I can split it up and do two separate ones, or start a little bit earlier for those of you who are not on the North American continent. One of those things. So, starting with a fresh build here, I'm going to start playing around with the actual lobby itself. And I've got different ideas, trying to go through my head of what I want to see. And what I've actually done here is I've started with my blank multiplayer template, and I'm going to go from there. The single player and multiplayer both are going to lead to the same thing. It's just a lobby map. I have added the Polygon City asset pack to this, and I'm not going to put the characters in just yet because you guys have seen that 1,000 times. Unless, I get someone and say, hey, go ahead and do it, then I'll do it. But the purpose of this stream is actually discussing what the lobby system is going to be for the actual game itself. So if I hit host, create a game, now I've taken out the ping, so if you're trying to find a game, it no longer shows the ping, because without a developer app ID, then it's just not going to show up anything. It's going to show up as all nines, and that's kind of annoying. So this is pretty much it for right now. This is just the blank template. If you were to buy this blank template from me, this is pretty much what you get. You can get escape menu to go back to the game, or back to the main menu. You get the main menu system itself. You get I've included the TechnoAxe logo because the music that I use is from TechnoAxe. If you don't want it, then you can always just get rid of it if you're not going to use any music. But music is an important thing, which I've discussed many times before. So as you see with this template, it shows your Steam information in the upper right hand corner, and it's just a simple thing to get you going for basic multiplayer template. I've talked about this 100 times before, and that's not what we're going to do here. So the actual lobby map is the empty map there, and I could very well just use the demonstration map from the Cinti Studios City. Well, yeah, the streams I've been doing late at night were just spur of the moment things. Late at night for me, 1 o'clock in the morning for me, but I want to kind of juggle things around a little bit. Like Wednesdays, I want to stick at 9 o'clock because that's, what I've been doing. But, Tuesdays and Thursdays or other days of the week can actually change the times to suit other time zones. So you've seen this map. I've used the same map in a lot of my demos. Pretty much what I'm going to do here is just, I don't want to get rid of all the cars. I'm not going to get rid of anything on this map because I'm not going to use this map. It's a good reference to look at, but I actually want to create a separate map based off this same theme, so to speak. But like I was mentioning before, and what I want to do is, like I've been using this block right here for the sci-fi zone. I want to add in the western pack so that you can actually have a cowboy section of town, or a port section with ships there, like you could put the battleship there, or a cruiser, or a submarine, or whatever, and then a pirate ship, or whatever, just to simulate that those are the areas you go to for naval games. You're going to need an airport, so I can also get the airplanes from the World War II pack or the war pack and use those. I just decided I was going to use this for right now, and I'm actually going to go back to my regular maps folder, and for now I'm going to go ahead and create a new level. We're going to start it off as default, and like I usually do is I'm going to get rid of that sphere reflection capture, and I'm going to get rid of the floor. And even though I'm not going to put any terrain down just yet, I'm going to start off with a basic couple items, and what I can do is use the ones from the Polygon City asset pack. And it lets me have the city streets and buildings and things of that nature. So I go to my environments, and this has been patched. Used to be that there was no collision on the streets, which was kind of a pain in the ass. But it has been fixed. So what I'll start off with is, well, I don't know. I'll start with a 4-pack of Road Bear, and I'm just going to drop one into the scene. Go back to my, well, I'm going to go ahead and set up my third-person game mode. But I'll go ahead and zero this out. And then I can go ahead and Control-C and Control-V, make a copy of it. The good thing about these assets is they're 500 by 500, so it makes laying out your maps a lot easier. For someone who's weird like I am and has to have everything symmetrical, it works out pretty good, you know. So this is my 4-way. I'm actually going to start putting in some other features here to create the effect of an intersection. So it can actually grab this, and it doesn't matter where I put it for right now, because I'm going to end up doing 0, 0, 0, and just dragging it over. But since it's actually going in this direction, we'll start off in this direction. So as you can see, whenever I'm putting it down here, I just got to line it up to either a 500 or 1000 increments. Control-C, Control-V, drag it over, so now it's there. Grab this one, Control-C, Control-V. So now I've got 2 of them. Can slide it right here. Grab all 4 of them, Control-C, Control-V, and I can rotate 90 degrees, and then go ahead and line them up this way. Then line them up to the 2. I'm not going to worry about doing the lighting build because it actually helps out a little bit for visual reference. You can see how it's not lined up there. So I know that I need to move over 1 more, and that's perfect. So now we've got a 4-way intersection. We can actually put in the corners and crap like that. The whole idea of having the lobby system is, well, just that. It's a lobby. When you first come into the game, this is what you actually see. This is the actual game portion itself. And having a lobby, you actually come in and you would actually walk around, be able to shop, do things, hang out with friends. That's the wrong corner. And that's the thing, is you want to have an area that actually feels like home, a safe place to go and hang out. The main part of having no PvP and no combat in the lobby is so that you don't have to be bothered. If you want to go and play something single player, you can go do that. If you want to go do multiplayer, that's fine. It opens up the options for more things to do. But I would also like to add in another sector that is actually going to be a dark side of town. For those who've played the Division, you've got the normal areas where you walk around and everything is single player, or you can invite a friend and it becomes co-op. I actually want to where when you're actually like in the base of operations and you go downstairs to the rear part, you actually can see other players inside of a, you know, like a store or shop or whatever. And that's the whole point, is I want everybody to be there in that one room together, that one area together, and interact with other players. And there's no audio going on in the game here or in the editor, but get that interaction. I'd also like to bring in later an apartment system, which honestly is no more than just a well, let's go ahead and start getting clean and organized here. Map shit. So we'll grab that and throw that in there. And we're going to go ahead and create a new folder, roads, and another folder called Sidewalks. And like I said, with having that main lobby system, it's actually the game in itself and everything else. You know, if you want to play on MOBA, or if you want to play a ship versus ship, or a pirate game, or first-person shooter, third-person shooter, whatever, you go to the appropriate building, and that actually becomes a sub-lobby that actually lets you find those types of games and join into those. So you can have any kind of game launched from inside that. And initially, whenever I started founding the team that I put together for creating this game, the whole process was, if you want to come in and you want to get on board with this group, here's what it is, okay? We're creating the core system for the lobby and for the game itself. And every type of combat you can imagine will be represented, so that as we're building our core, the main part of the core, though, is going to be the lobby system, and it is the primary focus of what I'm trying to build for that. However, as we're building the core system also for combat, we're talking melee, guns, magic, or whatever, vehicle-based combat, car racing, card games, casinos, whatever. All those are secondary to the primary portion of the game. So you come on board, and what your job is to help build this core system, build the lobby system, make it to where essentially the good solid foundation to start from. And as you do that, you can then create your own game and add that as part of it. And there's a lot of people out there that want to make video games. I mean, everybody wants to make their own video game, because that would be awesome. They could be the next Minecraft, or they could be the next Call of Duty, or they could be the next whatever. And truth be told, most people don't have enough content to actually make a full game. And most people don't know what it takes to actually make a full game, or do multiplayer, or do whatever. And everybody has their own skill set that they're actually good at. So why not actually... I put these in the wrong place. Bring those people on board and let them do what they do. And whenever the lobby system is finished and we start actually working on the rest of the combat systems, if your game is actually a capture the flag game or a MOBA type game, then at that point, everybody that's helped make the lobby system will join in together and help each other make their game mode. And their game mode then becomes part of the main system, and can be done as DLC. So if you decide that you want to join forces and you want to have your game added in, the main game itself would actually be, and I haven't really thought through fully, I mean, I've thought through it, but I haven't decided 100% on whether I'm going to do the lobby system as free to play and just have premium content on top of that, like custom characters, clothing, things of that nature, and just so you can actually buy non-pay-to-win type stuff. And then on top of that, if you come on board as a developer and your game mode is whatever, and we decide that we're going to use your game mode in the game, then what we can do is we will create this together. I will help you, since if you're helping me, I'm going to help you. And you can actually put your game out separately based on the core elements we put together, or you can put your game out as DLC for my game, and since I'm already paying for the developer app ID, then essentially your DLC becomes your thing. If anybody buys that DLC, then you get the profit from that. So there is a profit share going on, but if nobody buys your DLC, then how would you make any money? Well, honestly, I look at it like this. If you've actually helped to develop anything for the core and you put in the work, then as I'm making more money off of my end, or whatever, then, you know, I'll kick in some royalties or whatever, because I don't want anybody to go unappreciated. So yes, I want to recruit more people, but I want to recruit people who are actually going to hang around and actually do some damn work. Let's get this lobby system finished and get it shipped, get it on Steam, and let people start playing it. Now, whenever it does go on Steam, I want to have at least, I would love to have 3, at minimum, 3 different types of game modes for players to do besides just run around the lobby and hang out and do stuff. So, that being said, then that's why we're looking at Capture the Flag right now as a objective-based Capture the Flag mode. And that's being developed by John Galt. He's doing a great job on that, and I'll be doing more videos on his stuff because it's just freaking awesome. Hey, autosave, kiss my ass. Turn that off now. Going back into the lobby, I want to create, like I said, that dark side of town. You want this special whatever item. The only place you're going to find it is in that dark side of town. And once you cross over that bridge or what have you into that dark side of town, then you're going to have to take your chances. PvP might be enabled at that point. Let's see. I don't want that one. I want that one. So, as you look at what I'm doing here, this is just the basics. This is just dropping tiles. And that's the one thing I like about the City Studios asset pack, is it lets you just go in here and drop in tiles and quickly throw together a map and kind of get an idea of how things are going to be laid out. Where do you want to put things, that kind of stuff. So, Control-C, Control-V... rotate them, and it's not very interesting to watch. However, it's good to know that if you get these assets from them, you've got a good building block for creating a lot of cool stuff. So what I'll do is I'll put down like 3 sections, and then I'll just copy and paste. And actually what I needed to do was, instead of just doing it that way, I need to go ahead and put the sidewalk pieces on as well. So you guys got questions, just kind of jump in as we go along, because you know, the main point of this video is to kind of fill people in on what's going on with the game, what the overall direction is, what I need from other people that want to join the team. You don't have to be the most awesomest freaking game developer in the world. 99.99% of the stuff that we're going to be doing is all blueprint based. So if that's all you know how to do, don't worry about it. I mean, honestly, you could develop an entire AAA quality game based on blueprints, because the blueprints are just adding the functionality. It's the pretty pictures, the graphics, and how smooth your animations are, and the little details like that, which are done outside of the blueprints, that actually really make the difference. And that's where we're going to have to spend a lot of time later on down the road, so that we actually get the little details done. And that's the thing that a lot of new developers miss, is they don't pay attention to the little details. You've got to really look at those little details. How smoothly your animations transition. If you want to go from one animation to the next, that's where you really got to think about how this animation ends before you can make the next one start, so that it's easier to blend them together and have seamless transitions. Same thing with your map. You want to have the map flow built in a certain way that people can easily just transition. If they're looking for something, they don't have to spend an hour trying to figure out, well, where the hell is this, or how do I find that? You need to always be thinking about how you can make your games idiot-proof. And I'm not saying that the average gamer is an idiot, but you just want to make it to where if you don't have a tutorial built for your game, then people are going to try to say, well, you know, how do you do this, or what have you. They're not going to know how to play your game right off the bat. So things have to feel natural, that's comparable between other games. Spacebar for jump, and you know, WASD for controls, and pretty much follow the same basic pattern that everybody else does. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. No point in that shit. Alright, so this is the beginning portions of this town. It's just a four-way intersection. And there's a couple ways you can actually do things. You can just sit here like I'm doing and start throwing out road sections. Just to kind of get the idea of what's going where and actually building out the system. You're always going to have to remember to go back through and neaten up things as you go. You can always select a bunch of stuff like I just did there and select move to, and these are road sections, so move to roads. And then you grab the rest. These are all sidewalk sections. So I can scroll down, and all I did was just left click here, and then I scroll down and shift left click here, right click, move to sidewalks. That keeps this part really clean, really neat, and really safe. So I'm going to go ahead and do a build just while I'm talking. So the direction of the game, where the game's going, is you start with a large lobby where you walk around, you interact with things. You can go to stores, restaurants, a casino, a movie theater, things of that nature, and interact with those things in the environment. There will be primarily a light center town where there's no PvP, there's no combat, there's no risk involved just walking around. However, there will be a dark side of town later on added on that if you cross over into that dark side of town, then there's always that chance you could get robbed. Going to have a three-way currency system, which is cash, which if you get killed and you have any cash on you, it stays on your corpse or it stays as a lootable item. You have your bank account, so if you don't want to lose any cash, you need to find an ATM, make a deposit. And then you'll have premium currency, and that premium currency will be discussed again later on. And here we go. We got some nice little roads we can walk on. Sidewalk. Now, yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but the thing is, the lobby system, primarily, it's just going to be, there is going to be a little bit of multiplayer replication that goes into it, because right now, like, walking around, that's no problem. You can see each other walking around. If I jump, you can see me jump. Those are built-in replicated movements. However, other things like sitting down in a chair or being dead, laying there dead on the floor, those are things that are going to have to be replicated so that there's a notify saying, hey, I'm dead, this is what my current animation state is. So this could be a little bit on that part, just getting into where each person can see what they're doing. It's not really that difficult to set up the lobby system, because you're not really worried about line traces and combat and all that stuff in the primary portion of the lobby. The main part is you come over here to this building and you walk inside. Then primarily it will probably use level streaming so that level might actually be here, but it's way off in the distance. You'll never be able to see it. It's not even being drawn in. Chat rooms are separated based on the building you're in, that kind of stuff. In fact, one of the things I want to add in here really quickly is something that does come with the city pack is these environment skylines. So I can drag this in here and I'll do 0, 0, 0. So now as we look out, we can see a skyline off in the distance. But there's 4 of them. So I'll drag the second one in and I'll zero that out. 0, 0, 0. And then number 3. As you can see, each one I'm adding in as another layer to that. That's also going to give us a boundary. So now if we hit play and we look around, we'll have a nice little skyline off in the distance that kind of fades as it gets farther away, which looks pretty cool. So I'll just do a quick build again. The individual game modes will be like, I mean, okay, I want to go play a tank game, so I'll go to the army base. So we need to create a either a system where it's a bus that carries you to the army base or the airport or the whatever. So the main map itself, the main lobby map itself, will just be like this. It will be a relatively decent size, but mostly small map. That way you're not having to draw so many things at one time, and each lobby is going to be an instance where you may only have 25 or 50 people in each instanced version of the lobby. So that makes it to where it's less of a strain. And being that it's going to be running through Steam, it's a region-based system as well. So if I'm logging in right now to the server, and as soon as I log into the game, it automatically will, I want it to automatically detect what the lowest ping is for me. And then whenever I get in there, it's going to then assign me to the server that has the lowest ping rate listed at that time. So I'm going to have the best possible chance for having a good ping rate and not have to worry about rubber banding everywhere and that kind of stuff. Because you got some guy, I'm here in South Carolina in North America, and you got some guy in, I'm going to pick on him because he's not here, some dude in Indonesia that's chilling over here trying to get in on my server, and he's rubber banding like a bitch, popping back and forth, and you think he's in one spot and he's actually in another, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to be surrounded by only people who are going to have a decent ping rate, and it just makes the game go a little bit smoother. Good old cup of coffee. Not feeling very well tonight, so I'm hoping that a cup of coffee will help a little bit. Kind of soothe my stomach. So I like the idea of a bus station, and here's the thing as well. You go to a bus station, and my thoughts on it is either a bus station or a subway station. And if you want to go to another server, because your friend's on the next server over, he got on server cluster number 425 or whatever, and you're on 424, you want to change servers, then you go to a bus station or a subway station, and you take the next bus or train, and that's your loading system. It carries you to the next server to match up. Matchmaking is done within a ping radius. So North American East Coast server, you're only going to find people that are on that region instead of only people that are within the same state or city or whatever else. So there's a lot of things that are easy to manipulate on that part. But yeah, it's difficult in some ways, but it's super easy in so many ways. So that's why I want to try to get as many people as I possibly can on board to assist with this. At first, nobody's going to make any damn money. I have a way of actually getting money, but I'm not going to take any money from anybody until we got the lobby system ready to go on Steam. Even if the combat systems are okay at best, then that's fine. the lobby system is the #1 priority, and I want people to jump on board and help with the lobby system, so we can get that ready and actually then start focusing in on the combat. Because I mean, we can put together with the templates that I have been acquiring and stuff. Assets, for now, we don't need any assets. For right now, we're going to be using the Cinti Studios assets because they work. They are set up in a way that they're easily rigged to the UE4 mannequin, and got animations coming out of the wazoo. I have probably over 1,000 animations sitting on my hard drive that I can easily convert over to use on these characters that came with the asset pack. And the thing about it is, all of the Cinti Studios polygon characters are easily mapped to the same skeleton. And since they're all mapped to the same freaking skeleton, that means I only have to do one animation montage system, one animation blueprint system. I only have to do it once, and it doesn't matter if you're dressed as a pirate or if you're dressed as a damn World War II soldier, or it doesn't matter. It will not matter at all, because you're all using the same skeleton, you're all using the same animation rigging, essentially, and it makes life so much easier. So essentially all you're doing is, whenever you're creating a new game mode, you're saying, okay, this is the animation blueprint to use, this is the weapon to use, this is the whatever to use. You're just dropping things down from a drop-down box and setting up your characters. So that's cool. Primarily what I could use right now is somebody to do what I'm doing right now, and actually take the time to use this Polygon City asset pack and create the lobby map. For those who don't have the assets, then it makes it a little bit more difficult. But, you know, honestly, as long as you've got the Polygon City asset pack, that's all that's needed for right now, because that's what we're wanting, is to get this set up. I need people who can do a little bit of the background stuff as well, you know, doing some blueprint work. Yes, I'm making one huge ass 4-way road section. I'll come back in and I'll actually create city blocks and things like that. I just want to go ahead and set up my main 4-way system, because I want to have the method for, if you want to go to another server, then you hop on a bus. The bus will actually take you, or whatever. It's a linear system. You're going to get in the bus and ride down this way on the street. So, yeah, there's a reason why I'm making this horribly symmetrical for right now. And it's not truly symmetrical. If I look at the player character and have him at 000, he might be offset. I don't know. I'll have to double check. Again, just going to clean up my mess here. Road bear. Actually, no, it's road crossing. Yellow lines. I'm also open to suggestions and such for setting up the lobby map itself. Did it shove all of them into one? These are sidewalks. There shouldn't be any roads in there. Okay, this is roads. There shouldn't be any sidewalks in here. It did it right. How about that? Alright, so yeah, that's that. And I'll finish all that stuff up later, or as we're just kind of discussing things. So what kind of thoughts on the lobby for players? And I need feedback from other players. I know how I want things, but what I want may not necessarily be what a lot of other players want. So, I need to get feedback from other players saying, hey, what about this? Hey, that's a good idea, or no, that's a bad idea because, to be able to take that feedback and respond to it. If I don't make this to where other people want to play it, then I'm never going to make a dime off of it. And no, I'm not just making a game so I can make lots of monies and retire, but who the hell doesn't like money? If I can create a product that other people like, and other people play, and other people buy, or buy DLC for it, or what have you, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking something that you made and other people falling in love with it and becoming fans. You look at how many people went absolutely bonkers because they closed Motor City Online, The Sims Online, Paragon. Look how many people lost their minds over that. I was told that there was actually YouTube videos after they announced that Paragon was closing of people actually in tears crying because they're shutting down Paragon. Okay, I'm not criticizing that. I'm actually saying that's actually a good thing. Not a good thing that they closed the game down. It's a good thing that there were people that were that dedicated towards the game. Yeah, a lot of people loved it. I didn't play it. It's not my cup of tea. And whenever it came to talking about building a clone of it, I was never interested in actually building a clone of Paragon, but I wanted to give the players of Paragon something that they could play that would be every bit as good as what they were used to, but be just different enough to be my game instead of a rehash of somebody else's game. Because honestly speaking as well, nobody's going to be able to release a clone of Paragon. As much as it sounds like an awesome idea, and there's some good people out there that are making Paragon clones that are using all of the assets and asset stuff from the UE4 marketplace that was given away free. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're not going to be able to sell that. You're not going to be able to use the Paragon name in the name of your game, because especially not with those characters, because then you're opening yourself up to a lawsuit for copyright infringement, even though, well, these assets are free to use. Okay, but the name wasn't free to use, and if you're making a direct copy of it, there's a reason why Paragon shut down. It wasn't that it was a bad game. Actually, on the contrary, it was actually a good enough game that the company that bought out Paragon also owns League of Legends. And yeah, Paragon was cutting into their profit margins for League of Legends. So the smartest thing they could do was buy out the competition and shut them down. Even though I'm a freaking Nvidia fan, yeah, same kind of shit years ago. Shows you how old I am. Voodoo video cards. The 3DFX video cards. Oh man, I loved my Voodoo cards, man. They were awesome. And yet, Nvidia, well, we're going to buy the 3DFX video cards. We're not going to change a thing. You're still going to get your 3DFX cards. Not 6 months later, and there was an announcement. We're not going to use 3DFX name anymore. Y'all can kiss my nuts. This is our product. We're just going to discontinue the 3DFX line and continue making our line of NVIDIA cards. I'm an NVIDIA fan. I like my NVIDIA video card. I'm not complaining. Yes, I am. But, yeah. And that's the thing is, companies will buy it out and shut it down to get rid of competition. It's a normal business practice. It sucks. It does for the people who like the game. And it's different with the example of EA games. And yeah, I'm going to give EA a bunch of shit here because Motor City Online was part of the Need for Speed series of games. and they ran it from 2001 to 2003 and just dropped it like a hot potato. And they didn't give out the assets. They didn't say, oh, we're sorry, here, whatever. Here's a single player version of it, or here you can host your own game or whatever else. No. Said, okay, thanks for your money. Bye, suckers. Because it was $10 a month to play the damn game. I had 4 accounts, so I was paying $40 a month for the damn game. But, you don't have to buy the CDs. We're going to give you a free copy of The Sims Online, which is also $10 a month. And we'll give you a free copy of Earth and Beyond, which is also $10 a month. So you can download the game free, but you're still going to have to pay us $10 a month. So we're still going to take your freaking money, but you can kiss my ass. You're not going to keep your old game. So I don't live by the same ideals that they do. EA is most notable for fire and forget games, and I don't want fire and forget game. I want a throw a game out there on the market and constantly keep making it better to make the community happy, adding more content and making it more enjoyable. EA throws out how many versions of Battlefield have been out there? Well, there's Battlefield, and then there's Battlefield 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and no, there's Battlefield 1942, which was the first one. Then there was the expansion packs for it, and then there was Battlefield Vietnam, and then it went on to Battlefield 2. So Battlefield 1 wasn't a Battlefield, it was Battlefield 1942, and then there was, I think, 3 expansion packs for it. But they've run that into the ground. You look at some of the other ones, like Tiger Woods. How many freaking Tiger Woods games were there? Every year. Same thing with Madden football. Madden 2014, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. There was probably 10 consecutive years or more of the Madden football games and the Tiger Woods golf games, and it's for consoles and PCs, and yeah. But, next year they're going to bring out a new version of it, so the version you've got right now, oh, you're still playing 2016? 2018's been out for months now. So, bullshit if you ask me. Going to consoles, I'm not a console fan, so don't expect me to be putting out any console games. Why? Consoles are cool. No, not really. Consoles are not difficult to develop for. They're just not worth the effort. City. Alright, I'm going to save this. And I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream down. And think about my next step here. I've got the main basis for what I'm looking for. I'll start thinking of how I want to lay out the streets and so forth. But I wanted to create the basic 4-way intersection and the surrounding stuff so that I have a start for this map. Alright, you shit and things minimize. So, there we go. We have the start of the new lobby map, and what I'll probably end up doing is setting up a tram system. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching, and I'll probably be doing another stream a little bit later on, but for right now, just wanted to do a state of the game and talk to a little bit of the community. And there wasn't a whole lot of the community here, just a couple people, but I do have the Discord, and I will be keeping up with that as I always do, and I will be streaming on a more regular basis now. So look forward to more regular streams, and if you've got time frame that you would prefer to see them, then let me know. Alright guys, thanks for watching.